So this is it. We're here. Heavy hitters, Bass Pro Tour, Lake Kissimmee Chain. And the big ones did bite this week. Good morning, America. That's how we start Major League Fishing heavy hitters. All right, everybody, this is it. First day of practice, getting ready to get out on the Lake Tahoe Kissimmee Chain. 5:59 and 30 seconds. Still dark. We're official takeoff for light purposes. It's supposed to be 5:58, but we got some overcast. It's still dark, so I think I need a couple minutes to let the light come out a little bit more because it's dark out. Anyways, today's gonna be a full day of practice. One is gonna be trying to find bites, and also trying to find out maybe a school of fish or technique pattern to be able to catch big ones, because this is Major League Fishing heavy hitters. This is it. This is when the big kids come out to play. Big sticks are coming. Obviously, I got fantasies and visions of throwing a big swim bait or a big 12-inch power worm and catching big ones. But we're gonna out here and cover a lot of water. Should be mostly offshore stuff that we're looking at, trying to find whether it's the right grass bed, a shell bed, something out here that holds these fish. But I don't envision too much bank beating on this one. It's just gonna be frothing the outer deeper water. And deep here offshore is like 5 to 10 foot of water. Time to get some sticks out and get to work. Day one, Bass Pro Tour practice is ready to begin. All right, so we have 2 days of practice this week on heavy hitters for the Bass Pro Tour. My first day of practice, I spent down in Lake Kissimmee and Cypress, Hatchinaw. I never had a keeper bite, not one. I had a couple bites, they were little knotheads, but never caught a keeper. Never felt like I had a keeper bite. That day of practice was not very effective. I mean, I never landed a fish today. And I had 2 or 3 bites. One of them may have been a keeper. Well, it wasn't a 2-pounder. So if we're going by 2-pound minimum, I don't think it was a keeper. So not really confident and feeling great. I said, well, I'm going to spend my second day of practice in Tahoe. It's supposed to be pretty much rain all day long again. I'm going to stay up close here today, at least stay on Tahoe. I know this corner of the lake right here probably has the biggest population of fish in the entire lake, entire chain, just because every tournament's gone out of here for how many years. So it does get restocked, but it's still not easy trying to figure out how to get them to bite, or maybe just find that one little sweet spot. So we're going to stay close, try to streamline a little bit, some tackle. I put a few big baits away, because right now I just want to get a bite. And I came in February before we fished Okeechobee and drive around the lakes and trying to find shell beds, offshore structure, graphing a bunch of stuff. Had the Lowrance structure scan going. Found some really cool man-made structure down the other lakes, but nothing really in Tahoe outside of some isolated grass clumps. So when I got up in Tahoe, I started fishing some of the grass clumps that I found out in the middle of the lake. Never had a bite. And I was like, this isn't good. So I finally got up shallower and just started covering a lot of water. So the second day of practice, I think I had 5 or 6 keeper bites, but there was no rhyme or reason, no pattern, no nothing. Oh, Jesus. And I caught like a 5-pounder and a 4-pounder, but they were on 2 different baits, completely different stuff. So I never felt like I was in a Florida spot where, you know, when you get there, there's a lot of fish around, whether you got that magic grass clump or little point or wherever they're set up. I never felt like that. I kept pushing, driving, looking for grass. And at the tail end of the evening, we had to be off the water at 6. At 5 o'clock, I pulled up at the mouth of Shingle Creek. Current coming into the lake, and it's going over the sandbar, and all of a sudden there's all these little bass. I'm going to catch as many as I can to see if I can actually catch a keeper, meaning keeper here this week had to be a 2-pound minimum through qualifying and knockout rounds. I went through maybe 12 fish and I finally caught a 2-pounder. I'm like, But the whole time I'm looking, and it's really shallow sandbar. So I'm like, man, I wonder if you can get into that creek or not. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, all right, there's current, all these fish are out here, but what's inside? Day one of competition, I go run a bunch of stuff. First period where I had bites in practice. I was fishing toolies, I was fishing offshore. Never had to keep a bite. I'm sitting there thinking, man, what do I got to lose? I got nothing. There's my clickbait again. I jumped another sandbar to get in. But this time it actually worked. And I went maybe, I don't know, I went 50 yards, 100 yards. And all of a sudden I'm like, I catch one. Yeah.
411? 4 pounds, 11 ounces.
Yeah. Oh, then I catch a squirrel. I'm like, oh, game on. If I got bit that quick right here, there's miles of creek ahead of me. I'm like, there's no telling what we're gonna catch in here right now. Yes! Yeah, like
2.7.
okay, okay, okay. Cool. Yes!
2 pounds, 10 ounces.
Yes! Yes!
Keep 2/8 coming all day long, baby. There we go. That's a big one.
Yeah!
Boom.
4 pounds, 13 ounces.
413.
It's one of those days that you hope you have in competition. They just don't come around very often, so it's pretty cool. It wound up being a really good first round. I caught 30 pounds a second period in like 60 minutes. It was interesting because I went through this one stretch of the creek. All of a sudden, wow, 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 wow. I'm just crushing them. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like just crushing them right now. Yeah.
4 pounds, 10 ounces.
All right. Oh, Jesus. He ate it on the surface.
And I'm going from nowhere to the top of the leaderboard. I'm like, hey, this is new territory for me.
5 pounds, 1 ounce.
5'1".
I've never been up here. I'm like, hey, wait, they're trying to catch me now. On Bass Pro Tour, I've never made a championship round. So I get through this one section, I start catching them, and I keep going, going, and going, and the bite kind of starts slowing down. I'm like, well, maybe it's time of day, whatever it was, just the bite wasn't right. Once I get further, I never had a bite. I'm like, well, let me go back down to where I started. I get back down to where I started, and all of a sudden it's like, like, oh, we're down here.
I got a big one. I got a big one. Look at that. He's nasty. He's got all kinds of lights on him. But that's 311 more than I had.
Yeah. 2 pounds, 4 ounces.
Ha ha ha! 2 fall. 2 fall. Oh, that was one. Yes. Looks like one of the ugly things I caught earlier too.
2 pounds, 3 ounces.
2-3. Thank you. Hey, that's the same one I caught earlier, isn't it?
£4, 13 ounces.
413. It's a nice way to finish the day. Mark Rose and David Walker. It wound up being a 3-horse race for that top spot at the end of the day. And then once I won that day, I'm like, dude, if I can win my next day, if I win my round, I punch my ticket straight to the championship round. So that's the way it works, Bass Pro Tour. If you win your round, whether it's A or B, your first place when it's done after 2 days, you move straight to championship. So I'm like, I've never been there before. So day 2, my second day of competition, I get out. I have no idea what I'm gonna catch. I know that the area I'm fishing is, I'm not the only one that's fished it. So I'm just hoping I can go catch some. So I get in there not knowing what to expect, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. I caught 21, 22 pounds in the first period. I don't know what that is. Yes! 4-7. Good morning, America. That's how we start Major League Fishing heavy hitters. I believe that's a keeper. Yeah! 2 full. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yes!
£2, 1 ounce.
3-1. Man, it feels good. I thought it was gonna be one of those 4 or 5 pounders. I mean, there he is. So we're getting it done. 213. 213. I got it. You came and got it. You got it off the log. You got it off the log. Well, not a giant, but it's a good one. That ain't the same one though, but.
3 pounds, 2 ounces.
3-2. 3-2. Mwah. Keep him coming. And I separated myself from Mark Rose and David Walker, which I was like, yes. It was also stressful because I'm thinking, this is Lake Tahoe. A guy can go catch 30 pounds in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He pulls on the right grass clump, there's a 7, there's a 7, there's a 9. Oh, wait a second. Oh, and there's a 4 to throw it. You don't ever feel comfortable here because there's too many big fish swimming around Florida. There we go. That one is. That wasn't the same one I saw flash on it. 3-2. I watched one come up the cast before that, and I mean, it was just like a 1 pounder. Next cast, that one eats it. Big one. Yeah. Just hoping to get on. I don't want to hurt him.
2 pounds, 11 ounces.
212. God, I thought it was a big one. All right, I got this big lead, but how big a lead do I need? Where do I feel comfortable? And same thing, I worked my way upriver. Bite stopped. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come back down, and I want to be in a couple sweet spots. Like, all right, I'm done. And that was right at the beginning of the second period. I'm gonna go practice. So I ran all the way down the bottom end of Kissimmee, looking for a creek there, and there was a creek, but there's no current. I ran up to Cypress, hatching off some creeks, trying to find these creeks, no current. My second period was a waste. Well, it wasn't a waste because I eliminated that thought process in my head. I was wondering, what if I can find this another area to back up to what I was fishing. I wind up winning my round by I think I had like a 16-pound margin over Mark Rose. So that was good. I got the bonus money. I punched my ticket to the championship round. But here's the twist again, is that I had an option to fish the knockout round to try and go and catch big fish that day. Because big fish on the knockout round wins $50,000. I'm going to rest tomorrow on the knockout round, exercise my right to stay home, and hell no, I'm taking my championship. I'm going straight to the finals with 10 guys and the chance to win $200,000, because the biggest fish on the final round was $100,000, plus you win the tournament, $100,000. So 200 G. I like those odds way better. I'm going with that. So I got to sleep in and film and get some work done while they all fished. And I watched Score Tracker all day long. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get work done. I'm like, oh, ooh, oh. That's when fishing's good right there. Boom. There's some drama, people talking to me, and you know, who's fishing what, who found those fish, who didn't find those fish. Anyways, we get it, you know, let's just go fish. Let's go do what we got to do and get ourselves in the water. And I was thinking there was going to be 4 boats starting where I was going to go, and nobody else came. I'm like, and not knowing what to expect, but I do know that it got beat up the day before. A lot of fish got caught out of there. And I'm running my Lucky Craft. It's like, oh, it's so perfect. The current's ripping. We had big rains the night before. All this current's just ripping through there. The Ghost is on high, and I'm like barely creeping forward. That's a good one. Nope, maybe not. Nope. And I make a pass through all the glory, all the juice, and I catch 1 3-pounder on the Lucky Craft. I'm like, that's a big one. I think. Nope. It is, but it isn't. Golly.
3 pounds, 0.
Hey, I got a 3-pounder. We're on the board. Boom. Yes. Hadn't thrown it. I rigged up a flipping stick with a green pumpkin pit boss. Boom. 3 something. Boom. That was 3. I'm like, first cast, green pumpkin pit boss.
Pounds, 10 ounces.
I don't know what I got. It's a big one. We're getting back in the game, you guys. Getting back in the game. Just a FYI, on championship round, it's a 3-pound minimum to be a scoreable bass. 3 pounds. Okay, it was hard enough to catch 2s and 2.5, so now we got a 3-pound minimum. I don't know how many 2-pound 14 ounces and 2-pound 15 ounces I caught, but it was a pretty good number, because it was all saying, it's like, that's a big one, and it comes at 215. I'm like, you suck. Go eat a shad or a bluegill, would you? Maybe, baby, 3-pounder. Come on, baby. Dang it. 215, man. I thought for sure that was a big one at first, too.
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
2.7. I believe that's a 3-pounder, kids.
2 pounds, 15 ounces. Don't score.
Weigh again. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, we're gonna weigh them.
2 pounds, 14 ounces.
214. Golly. And the bite died off a little bit, and I said, went back downstream, started over, came back up, and I picked up the 1.5 Lucky Craft again. And all of a sudden, it's like the fish started turning on. There we go. Boom. 313, 313. These are big-headed, skinny things, so. And I caught a bunch of fish, but I only think I caught 1 more keeper. There's one. Okay. God dang it! And I finally get one big bite. And it comes, I'm like, that's a big one. And here comes this big-headed giant, you know, it's, well, like a 5-pounder. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, that's a big one. That's a big one. No! I can see he's just got the back hook, you know, in there, and I'm like, so I'm like babying him, and I turn the rod, and he makes one run and comes undone. I'm like, son of a. That was like the one true fish that today that kind of haunted me. That, you know, that cost me 2 places for sure. So it was a 1-2 punch. It was the Pit Boss Green Pumpkin, 1/4 ounce sinker, 20-pound trilene, 100% fluorocarbon, 4/0 trocar, 1/4 ounce sinker, so just a little bit lighter weight to wash with the current. And then that 1.5, that was my 1-2 punch today. But the Lucky Craft definitely was, you know, that was my key. I caught a lot of fish on that this week. Jordan Lee, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to fishing for big money, you got ice in your veins, you don't care. He's like, dude, I don't mean whatever. And he won $200,000 today. He missed winning $250,000 by 1 ounce. He got beat out by big fish on the knockout round. He had an 8.14 for most of the day, and Michael Neal catches an 8.15 in the last half hour a day to beat him. And I guess I want to see the footage. I know that they got it because Rob Newell was interviewing him. He said, man, as long as I get beat, if somebody beats me, I want to get beat by an 11-pounder or something like that. He goes, I just don't want to get beat by 1 ounce. Rob Newell, I guess, apparently was literally just pulling away from Jordan Lee, after the interview. As the news comes in, Michael Neal just caught an 8.15. And what I heard was that it looked like Jordan wanted to cry and puke at the same time. Because you just lost $50,000 by 1 ounce. One. The good news is for him, I mean, there's karma, there's whatever it is in the world, is that he went out today, caught big fish, wins the tournament, dropped 200 G's in his bank account. So congratulations, Jordan Lee. I got a top 5 finish. I'm stoked about that. Of course, I wanted to win, but I also wasn't on the fish to win. I don't feel like I was. So I made the most of what I had. It was great. I had a great time, got tons of TV time, caught a lot of fish, got my adrenaline fired up, pumped up. It was a great week. So hopefully you all enjoyed watching. I know I enjoyed it. So hopefully the next go around, I'll keep catching them. I just know that it seems like that last day of Lake Fork tournament kind of helped my confidence, and so hopefully I'll just keep the ball rolling and keep catching. Anyways, until then, hopefully you enjoyed the show. We got some action, some excitement. Yeah, it was just a great week. So make sure you like, subscribe, Skeet Reefs Fishing. Until then, tight lines and go crack a big one.